Satnam, hello. Who's here? Hello. The lady said there was one other person here. Who's here?
Hello, Merry Christmas, Siri Gian.
Is this Ranjit?
Yes, it is. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, and you too.
Oh, thank you.
Are you still sitting by your fireplace?
I should have it going today. It's so darn cold, but no, not yet. We actually just finished a very late breakfast. It's noon here, so I haven't lit the fire yet.
Good. Oh, good. So you're there with your family. I'm so happy to hear it.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Now, did somebody else come on?
Hargo Ben.
Oh, hi, Hargo Ben. Ranjit's here, too.
Hey, Merry
Christmas. Hi, Hargo Ben. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Siri Gian.
Thank you. You, too.
Thanks.
So, are you all feeling the blessings of the season?
Yep, definitely.
Yes.
Oh, good. Hargo Ben, were you going to say something else?
Who?
Hargo Ben?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying I'm enjoying the solstice energy,
Oh, good. Did you get over to solstice?
No, but I did a solstice gong thing the other night. A gong concert, had quite a few people show up to it.
Oh, how wonderful. They really must have appreciated it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Oh,
I love
solstice.
to see how people respond
to
the gong,
It's really fabulous.
Yeah, it's amazing to see what happens.
Did I tell you what Amandeep does?
No, what's he do?
When you know Amandeep?
Yeah, sure. There's lots of good stories about him.
You've heard a lot of good stories about him?
Lots of good stories about him, yes.
Oh,
from
good.
Ravi Kaur and from Ranjit both told me cool things.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, when he, often when he does a meditation with us, what he'll do is he'll put on a recording of the gong, then he will play the gong, and then he will use a conch shell, and then he will get somebody to ring this big bell. And there's no place to go but up.
Yes.
It's outrageous.
That conch shell is amazing.
Oh, my God. I always say I never realized it took so much noise to take me to stillness. Brother.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good one. I was using 3 gongs at that solstice gong and playing 2 of them at the same time. So that was kind of cool playing 2 of them at the same time. You get...
Oh, man. Are these your gongs, or do they belong to other people?
2 of them are mine, and 1 of them belongs to the studio owner.
Oh, which reminds me, I've got to ask 3HO if we can borrow their gong for the Yogi Mela.
Well, that's coming up soon, huh?
Oh, that's nice. You get to borrow a gong. What size
and you
is
know
it?
what? It's more than half full already.
Oh, that's great.
And we're starting a 40-day meditation of the what do you call it? Of the Mo mantra, and it's all on video now. And so it was in the newsletter for yesterday, and then I've got to get it on our Soul Answer site so that you can all partake if you want. It's Amandeep reciting in the Nod. It's very wonderful. And he also explains it. It's very good.
Sounds
now,
great.
did somebody else already come on?
Param Dian, aloha from Spain.
Oh my gosh,
Spain.
Spain, all right.
Now it's Ola, right? Ola from Spain.
Well, it's always going to be aloha. Aloha no matter where I am. Aloha maybe spelled differently with a J instead of an H, but it's aloha.
There you go.
You carry the aloha spirit. What time is it there?
Merry Christmas. It's 6 in the evening.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it's a 9-hour difference with LA and 6-hour difference with New York.
Oh. Okay, but what you mean is divided AM PM.
Right. I am I'm a 6 p.m. Spain and 9 a.m. LA, right?
Yes. That is right. That is right.
Merry whatever anybody celebrates today.
That's it. We'll go along with whatever anybody celebrates. We will enjoy the love. Okay, folks, I think it's time we get started, don't you? What?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, there's somebody else who just came on.
This is Guru Ravi. Sorry I'm late.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. The trio is here.
Oh, good.
The trio plus Aloha Girl.
You know where the wild things are? It's let the wild rumpus begin.
Oh, yes. All right.
Oh, what fun. Now does somebody else come
someone
on?
else just came on.
Guru Simran. Merry Christmas.
Oh, hi, Guru Simran. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Oh, this is so great.
Yeah. Can you smell the Christmas tree?
Yeah. I smell Christmas hijinks.
Okay, so everybody sit straight. Oh, sounds like we have an echo here. Maybe not. Okay, so sit straight. Long, deep breath. Palms are together. And in the brow point. In the brow point, the connector to the heavens. And inhale to begin. Long deep breath. Long deep breath. And begin heart breath. And that is long deep breath from the belly through the nose. Very long and deep. And then on the exhale, feel as though the air is coming out of your heart center. Good. Open your heart on this beautiful day. Good. And now please send your heart breath to everybody who is on the phone or anybody who will listen to it later on. Keep up your heart breath. It's amazing. People keep up while I talk. People who can't usually make the calls, but they listen to the recordings, they feel so close to everybody on the recordings. Keep up your energy, your healing energy. That's what you're doing when you do heart breath. Healing energy is coming out of your heart center. Send it to one another. Send it to the community of healing. That's what Baba Siri Chand is calling it. It creates one. I always see one big fireball. And now with that, everybody send this one combined healing energy to your own healing intention. Keep up the heart breath. Good. And now as you do this, please feel this love and joy that we do give lip service to on this holy day. Just feel it. And this time we're going to send it to the whole world. To the whole world, to be uplifted, to let go of their disappointments, their depressions. Be that star that we talked about last week. The Nativity star. And please send it now to the Philippines. And also to this U.S. government, that they can come back and be willing to actually work with each other rather than trying the execution game. Send peace and love into their hearts. And also to the Middle East. He says, please really, Baba Siri Chand is asking that you powerfully send heart breath, that you stay seated, that you stay grounded, but send a very wonderful heart breath to the Middle East. He said, after all, he says, that's where the origin of this Christmas day occurred. Good. Let it expand. Please let it expand. Good. He said, now, my dear ones, he says, as you inhale, feel the total blessing of what is moving through you. Total blessing. Doesn't mean being outside of yourself. It means being totally expanded within yourself. And exhale. And breathe. He says, isn't this the coziest little group? He says, oh, the people who have not introduced themselves, would you please join our circle by letting us know who you are? Who are you? Okay. He says, well, bless you, my dears. We will go on from here. He says, the kindness of the day. He says, that is what we are talking about now, the kindness of the day. Keep breathing, heart breath. He says, now, he says, we're going to be talking about gifts. He's really showing me the Magi. That's what he's doing. He says, yes, wise people. Wise. He says, there were men, but he says he's talking about wise men and women. He says, now the gift, he says, we're going to have a little fun with this. He says, first thing, he says, think of a trauma that may have, something that may have made you mad, perplexed, worried, and so on, that happened primarily in the last week or two leading into this season. He said, and if that's not available, then any other trauma or concern or heartbreak or whatever. He says, bring them forward right now. Keep up the heart breath and bring them forward. He says, I know this sounds strange, but just give it a try. That's it. Keep up the breath. He says, oh, now, my dear ones, here we begin the fun part. And he says, I hope you have a pencil and paper beside you. He says, because he says, I'm going to require you to write this down. Okay, pencil and paper beside you. He says, we'll just wait a little minute, and you can put it right there. Keep up the breath. He says, now briefly describe it, write it down. Write this hurtful or perplexing feeling, situation, just briefly write it down so that you have it noted. Okay, so now he says, keep up the breath. Keep up the breath. And he says, now, notice this light. He says, you can call it the star. He says, but notice this light coming into your heart, coming into your being. Keep up the breath, please. And let it shine more and more with each breath. Let it shine on that feeling, that recognition of difficulty or being stuck or whatever it is, prickly, squishy, or whatever. Just keep up the breath. And let the love that is encapsulated in the light, he says, let it move through every morsel, every atom of that difficulty. Even if you think it is irreconcilable, even if you think it protects you, In other words, you may feel that you have to remember it so that you will not let it happen again. He says, just let the light move through it. Use your breath. Use your heart breath. Keep up, please. He says, and what you will see happening in front of you, what you will see, he says, well, just watch what happens. He says, I'm not going to lead you here. He says, just watch what happens, and you can make some little notes about what is happening. But keep up the breath. Keep up the light. That is the light of love. He says, not in that mushy kind of love. He says, just the expansive kind. The expansive kind. He says, now look at it again. And what is happening now? He says, this is a process. He says, it's a process like working with any metal, that you heat it up. He says, and there are stages that you go through. Just keep up. Keep up. Until you come to the molten level, full of light, full of light. Keep up the breath. Keep up the light. Keep taking notes about the transition and the transformation. He says, oh, my dears. He says, okay, we have reached the crucial point. He's saying crucial and crucible at the same time. He says, now, he says, there is an angel. There's an angel beside you who is handing you a mold. He says, you may not know what it is. Just accept it. And allow that molten metal, pour it into that mold that the angel gave you. And let the transformation take place. Good. Keep up the heart breath. Good. And now, my dear ones, let the metal cool, let it expand. Let this energy, this gift, let it expand within you. Within you, within every fiber of your being. He says, there is such a preciousness of you. He says, please accept it. He says, so often we humans just will not accept our own preciousness. He said, you are going through the fires of transformation now, and you are allowing your preciousness to come forward. To come forward. Come forward. And now he says, this is the time to unmold that precious metal. Oh, he's doing a word play between metal and mettle. That means your own strength, your own who you are, the quality of your metal. Keep up the breath. He says, and now begin to examine. Please begin to examine this metal. What characteristics are you given now? What is emerging? What ideas, what feelings are emerging with this purification and transformation? Please keep notes. Thoroughly feel it, know it, examine it. It's all within, of course. Who are you? Who are you in this transformation? Allow that realization to flow to every part of your body. Every part of your body, feel it, and beyond. Every part of your mind. Let this is your gift that you were given. Feel it, examine it, know who you are. Good. Keep up now. And watch. Listen to the whispers. How will this beautiful gift of you, how will it be used? How will it serve? How will you experience the total love that flows through this gift? The total light. Up the breath, keep up your notes, and keep up your experiencing. What is happening? Be very aware of this incredible gift and what it has for you, what it has for humanity. In other words, being you, the real you, the preciousness of you, makes a huge impact on humanity. Even if you never go out your front door. Keep up the breath. It's just relaxing into the real you, accepting the pure gifts of transformation of the real you. Opening, and allowing the energy of those gifts, allowing them to expand from your heart center, from your third eye, from your very golden aura. Let them expand. And when you do that consciously, with grace, there is nothing that is taken away. It does not diminish. Rather, it grows brighter and brighter. Good. Opening. Oh, allowing yourself to be so satisfied, so cozy, so precious. He says, and now, is this who you are? Is this who you are? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Now, my dears, continuing in this condition of who you are, he says, please allow pure gratitude. Pure gratitude. This is what continues your gift. This is what, he says, when you dye cloth, you use something to fix the color so the color doesn't fade. Mm-hmm. He says, and it's called a mordant. He says the mordant for this transformation is gratitude. Keep up. Total gratitude. And he says that may even include gratitude to the people or the situations that caused that hurt or difficulty or trauma in the first place. Oh my God, how could you go through the transformation if you had not originally had the trauma? Oh my God. Keep up the breath, please. Gratitude for being on this earth at this very special time. He says you have all chosen this lifetime in this time of change, in this time of conscious transformation. He says because you dearly wanted to experience, to be part of, to help move this transformation of consciousness. He says, so there is great gratitude coming to you as well. Keep up the breath. That's it. And calmly include the healing of anyone's energy. Include the healing of anyone's energy who asked for it, whether in person or whether they have simply put out the call on the collective pipeline. Like we used to have, what were they called? Party lines. Yeah. If they put out the call on the party line, please share this gift of healing, this gift of life, this gift of enrichment. That's it. Opening. Good. And now knowing yourself as this crystalline being. Crystalline, golden being, and being so grateful for who you are. So grateful for who you are. And if you're finding any blocks to that, just forgive them. Forgive them. And let yourself overflow with who you are. Overflow with who you are. Such preciousness. He says that I'm sorry to interrupt you, but also please keep notes on who you are, who you know yourself to be. He says, isn't transformation fun? Isn't it the very most exciting way to live your life? Oh my God. So many chances to allow more light and love and coziness. Keep up the breath. As you relax in your own divinity. As you relax in your own divinity. And allowing this knowing, this experience to occur with every breath. With every breath. Now just inhale and exhale. And breathe. And it says, oh my dears, now you know this is the time to share. Okay. So let's just go around the circle. Ranjit, would you like to share?
Okay. I'm unmuted, right?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Sorry. My trauma for me recently was my son Colin, who was 16, and his dad left his body when Colin was just about 2 years old, and he had a massive heart attack, and it was crazy because they never did. He was only 40 and he died at home, and they never did an autopsy, even knowing that he had young children. There was a whole lot that went on around that, and I think it was kind of a cover-up for what happened with the EMTs here, and there was a whole big thing that happened in town. Anyway, I don't need to go through all of that, but the doctor that saw Colin recently thought that it was one of those, people covering up for people, that was just crazy that wasn't done. Anyhow, a few weeks ago, Colin woke up from a sound sleep, and he wasn't able to, he said he couldn't breathe initially. He couldn't speak, to call out to his brother or anything, and it was just very, very scary for him. And finally he came into my room, and I called his doctor, his pediatrician, who thought that he should be seen by a heart specialist. So we have a couple of them here that are pediatric heart specialists in Connecticut, and so I took him to this man, and he said that Colin has something called supraventricular tachycardia, which is genetic. So he felt that was what had probably taken his father's life. And so my difficulty lately has been, knowing that there is a procedure called an ablation to be done, but it felt like everything was moving so fast from the doctor. He wanted to put him in right away for it, and I was just kind of in the center of all that trauma, was able to kind of be, had the grace, the blessing to be calm about it and just think, is there something we can do first before we just go right away to surgery or a procedure or whatever they wanted to do. And so he said yes, that we would do he has a little, it looks like the size of one, like pagers used to look like, and that when he has one of those episodes that he will hold it up to his heart, because when we went to see the doctor, Colin never shared with me, but he's been having these for a while, and so where his heart will speed up so fast that he can't catch his breath for a little while, and then they go away, and I don't know what he even was thinking they were about, but anyhow, he and his younger brother will both have to get checked out, but Colin has not had another, since he's had this little heart monitor, has not had another, it hasn't occurred again. So,
wow.
I found through doing the heart breath, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I know that there's been prayers and gongings, and my siblings have been praying, and people have been praying for him. So I know that there's always that possibility that it's just gone away. But my mind and my heart, I have a really hard time accepting that, that maybe that's happened. But I'm supposed to bring my mother to Florida in a little while, and I'm so afraid to leave him. And on one hand, I know, because Richard died in bed right next to me, that when someone's going to go, they're going to go. But on the other hand, I'm very nervous to leave when nothing has shown up yet on the heart monitor, and trying to accept that maybe whatever went on is perhaps now okay. Guru Ravi is going to make up a formula for him. She came up with that today. And so hopefully that will all work out good. But I guess my thing was, I'm sorry I'm getting so wordy, so long-winded, but I found that when I went into this trauma, I was very resistant to doing the heart breath. My heart felt it, but my heart was very painful, and I don't know if I can say my heart was panicky, but I felt like very panicky. And once I kept doing the heart breath, it was so nice. Everything became like. And then the angel came, and I just knew everything was okay. But my gift from the angel was viscosity, but I didn't understand it. I still don't really understand what that. I know what viscosity means, but I don't know how that helps right now during this time. I know different things, like honey has a thicker viscosity than water. I know you talked about the molten rock, and I know that underneath all of the molten rock there is something called a viscous something. I don't know what I don't remember what it is, but like some kind of a dark substance, and I don't know how to apply the viscosity, so I didn't know if Baba Siri Chand could explain what that meant, viscosity, my gift of viscosity.
Okay, he's asking you to ask the angel.
The only thing that I can get from it, and I don't know if I listened long enough to the angel or not, was that I guess is viscosity also stickiness? I don't know. So I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's a gift to me, but I think it is.
Okay, what I'm hearing from Baba Siri Chand is that you have a nature that's like quicksilver. It's just quick. It just turns on quick. So trauma can come on quick. Your son's heart goes quick. Okay, viscosity means that you're still flowing, but you slow down. You flow. You slow down. Does that make sense to you?
It makes a lot of sense.
Your son's heart slows down. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, that was a great gift.
It's like molasses in January.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes.
Does that feel right to you?
Yes, it does. Yes, I think also with being like that, it takes away a lot of the fear, too.
Exactly. It sounds as though if you go really quick, you stay with the fear, and it's hard on everybody. It's hard on you. It's hard on the people around you. But you, as the center of the situation, if you, I'm not saying that your actions are slow or anything like that, but if your emotions are flowing slower, it's like, when things get really, like when you're in a car accident, everything seems to slow down.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that. And not that you have to be in a car accident, but that he's calling it your mental metabolism slows down to engage in the flow. Mm-hmm. He says then others can join you there. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, good. And so we are all sending our heart breath to Colin.
Thank you.
Everybody. Yeah, send your heart breath. Have you taught heart breath to Colin?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, good. 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 Okay. Well, God bless you, dear.
God bless you.
And then how does this gift, how does it expand? How do you become you? How does it expand?
I guess as it expands out, out of me, because if I can become slower emotionally in all of my, in all of my dealings with other people, then, and I still feel that in that when the angel said to me a little while ago too on the stickiness. I don't know if that was the right word that I got, but that was the word I heard was stickiness. And I was thinking there's a lot of help that can be given both to me and to other people through that stickiness, through things that will stick, both good and bad, because if something's viscous, it can go through to the other side at a slower rate. So things are processed and brought through that, but at the same time, the things that are sticky, although they're pulling things off that are maybe more of a heavier nature, or things don't allow us to rise to the top. So maybe the viscosity with dealing with other people can switch from a real, like a type of a molasses, into more of a fluidity that will cause things to change and metamorphosis of sorts. When you're dealing with other people, things can be processed in a different way, maybe. I don't know.
Well, good. Well, will you meditate on it?
Yes.
And I don't think it means stuckness. It's stickiness. I don't think it means being stuck. Do you?
No, I didn't mean like stuck. I meant stickiness, like like a sticky note. A sticky note?
Yeah.
Like that. Those I don't really think about those because those don't really stick heavy. It wasn't mean like being stuck. Because I think like when you think about a viscous liquid, when something goes from something thick to something thinner, I think it changes, so it's like it comes in as like something sticks to it, and then I think it's transformed in the thickness and then changes its viscosity into something else. So I thought it was more of that kind of a thing, not being stuck in anything at all. There's lots of movement.
I just wanted to clarify that for everybody. Good.
Okay. Yes.
Wonderful, dear. So please watch that, and we would love for you to post it on the on our community. What is it? Facebook page.
Oh yes. Okay. Thank you. Soulanswer.com.
Yeah, we would like to know. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Now, who else can share? Okay. Well, how about Guru Ravi?
Satnam, can you hear me?
Satnam, dear.
Oh, Satnam. Yes, it was a very wonderful experience that I felt like I always do, like he leads us along our path so perfectly, and I'm sure for each person, everyone feels like this. It's exactly what they need to hear, because, of course, he knows what we need to hear in each moment. But Colin was also brought to mind as he was for Ranjit, and just surrounded him in heart, breath, and love through that whole process. But the two traumas, there were two of them for me recently that happened, and I remember with one of the talks that I had with you and Babaji personally, that he said that in this lifetime I would be attacked in many ways, and that's what's happened the last month or so. I've had two really stood out strongly, because if I feel attacked in some way by someone that's not, that I'm not that invested in, then I see their pain more easily. I think that it's not me, that it's, then I have the opportunity to extend heart breath. And these two recent episodes were by people that I would say were the closest to me ever. So it was a different experience, because I was so shocked that I forgot. I forgot heart breath. I forgot everything. And it was so, I let it wound me so deeply. And it took me probably a couple of hours after the first incident to come to that realization and to see that pain and that hurt in the other person, and not to shirk any of my responsibility, and like, I'm just this perfect angel floating around, that I don't deserve any of this. I didn't, I don't want to come across that way, but I did see the responsibility of my part in this first incident, and I think that's what was shocking, maybe more shocking to me, and took me longer to get to the point of heart breath. And there was still some stuckness with that, and it's like a retreating, a pulling back that I've really been trying to work through. So this was so perfect, because I felt that in my heart center. I felt that transformation take place today. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, how wonderful.
And the other one was shocking to me also, because it was someone very close to me, and I don't feel like in that one, I still don't feel like there was as much responsibility on my part. It felt like it was everything coming from that other person. But I was able to very quickly go into the space of heart breath. That one happened after the first one, so I think I'd already began working through with some of that, and this was easier for me to get into that space. So I felt the mold that I was given by the angel was a heart. And and it, as it began to melt, I felt that and I felt that with Ranjit, with the viscosity, that nectar, that honey, the amrit is what came to mind for me with that. And as it melted, my first experience was a deep, deep tenderness, and then the sweetness. And then I felt like I was called to be more heart-centered, and to also then from there it moved into forgiveness, and then from there it moved into that responsibility, and then from there it became solid again. So then I took that as a solidity, that was being solidified in my heart, and then from there it moved to just felt like pure compassion.
Oh, what a blessing. What a blessing for you and for all the people who actually attacked you.
Yes.
That's quite the quality, a quality of healing, of you being the healer and allowing that. So we as your community, we really appreciate that, dear.
Well, thank you so much.
But how wonderful that you were able to allow the transformation that your sweetheart.
Yeah, it feels so. It's such a blessing. Just feels so much relief and so much openness and that tenderness.
Mhm.
Good. So thank you so much. And even though I don't always make all the calls lately, I listen to all of them just as soon as I can. And I wanted to mention how you always say to send the heart breath to those beyond time and space. So I feel that so strongly. And on the last call, when I listened to it, when he began speaking about the manger and the creche, I was actually setting up my creche. I had just brought it in.
No, really?
The storage bay, and I began setting it up, and I just started laughing because I was like, this is so this is just so cool. I can't even say how cool that is.
That's wonderful. I love that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, God bless you. Thank you so much for sharing that, dear.
God bless you.
And thank you for sharing your heart.
Thank you so much for all of this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, who else would like to share?
Aloha.
Hi, dear.
Hi.
Okay, so what did you find?
Well, the what I was sharing, the trauma, actually what I found, and I needed to find it because I guess I did a bypass, by trusting spirit, sometimes I bypass emotion. I found anger, and I need to work with that. I need to listen to the recording a couple more times, and I need to write. I know I need to write it out. And this is kind of what I got is an old anger with God. Is like the idea that I sacrifice things, and there's a part of me that is tired of sacrificing.
That part of you what?
Tired of me sacrificing, like giving up human life for more divine life, and there's a need for balance. But the interesting thing was the mold. The mold seemed to be morphing, and it was like a big star. And then it kept growing and moving and just kind of like expanding. Before you said it was expanding. And then when it broke apart into like 1,000 stars.
Oh, my.
So I have no idea what that means.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, it was kind of colorful. And at the same time I was feeling the anger and the frustration and the sadness, crying. I was watching that. The ego, it can be very attracted by the promise of, do this, do that, sacrifice this, sacrifice that, and you'll be doing that. And, and so I'm watching that because I don't want to be in that trap. I'll have to process that. But that was the main.
Will you share it on the Facebook page?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, that'll be good.
Yeah. And I want to thank everybody for Heart Breath the last week, yeah.
Oh, good. Are things working out?
The interesting thing is that the whole time that things are not going, quote-unquote, well, as far as schematics or plans, the knowingness that I am with and being taken care of hasn't left. So that's the big difference, and I heard it very clearly as I wrote to you that the only way that I could tell that I have changed is by a similar situation and reacting totally different and seeing the blessing and having to go back to Rome to get my suitcases that they happened to forget sending. Things of that nature, I got to stop.
Oh, my gosh.
It's just and I just landed a space for a couple of weeks that is empty, that I'm kind of, I pay, but it's like half a block from the ocean, from the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, my goodness.
In a darling little community that's very dormant during the winter time, but it's also very kind of comfortable. And so I see it like a little retreat, meditative space. So I know I'm being taken care of. I mean, and even, how much I love my tortoise that died. I found an abandoned turtle. This is a water one. And I rescue it and call it Angel. So I already have a pet in Spain.
Oh, that's delightful.
And I thought it was delightful. Of all the animals to find on the street in a container, it was a tortoise, turtle, water turtle.
Oh.
So I don't know its sex. That's why I call it Angel.
Okay.
So I know I'm being taken care of. I know there's divine synchronicity and guidance, and I mean, you can almost feel, the crowd of angels taking care of me. I think I'm making them work overtime, but
they don't have time. They enjoy their job.
But what happens is that I was talking to a friend last night, and she's very intuitive and very uplifting and positive. So it wasn't a bad conversation, but this idea that I have to give up personal life for divine life in this body. And, I'm very, very devoted to my spiritual practice, but I am not a nun. And I just do not believe that, it's like literally somebody that has been special to me for many years to let go of that person just because I need to be in my spiritual growth. I just, excuse my French, pissed me off. But I try not to be pissed off.
Well, is it some kind of Christian attitude that you have?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way.
Right. No, it's okay. It's okay, you can say it. I mean, I'm baptized both Greek Orthodox and Roman Catholic, so I'm bound to have some level of guilt and Christian crap on me.
Some dogmatic
absolutely,
feeling
of
what is divine and what is not.
Well, exactly, and more importantly is that how there's some friendships and connections and people that just to be kind and patient and loving with them teaches us to be more humble and more loving. And this person was that in my life, so I don't see the need. And at the same time, I'm being asked to trust. And so this is where you can hear in my voice, this is where the anger is. Says, yes, I trust you, but, it's like, what else do you want from me?
Why? Did soul tell you not to see this person? They told you not to see this person.
Basically, it's because things are, they put it this way, kind of like, this is not a convenient person, but this is what I need to figure out. If this is soul, this is ego, if this is fear, I don't know what it is.
Okay, the idea is to just relax and love.
Right.
And whatever love comes up is what it's about. It's not the obsessive kind of love we're not talking about.
Right.
As Yogi Bhajan used to call it, germ exchange love.
Germ exchange.
We are not talking,
Yeah.
And I do want to mention that that the star breaking apart into thousands of stars.
Yeah.
I've had that sensation, and for me, what it was this very extreme holding pattern, belief, idea that was, how can I say, it was ruling my life. It has to be like this. The culture says it has to be like this. And it was making me crazy, full of expectations. And I hung on to Gobendi Mukunde through this. It was a big storm of this. It was amazing. It was like a dual reality going on. And finally, that energetic program, a belief system, it shattered. It shattered into a million shards of light.
Cool.
And I was free of it.
Good. I do believe I do believe that a lot of things are being shattered. It's interesting you mentioned, dual realities, because I feel that. I feel like I'm in this cruising, rhythm with the universe, and then at the same time there's four orchestras, tuning in dissonance, it's like, on the outside, but so exactly, I'd see the two realities.
So relax in the love.
Yeah.
Relax in the love, relax in the heart breath. Use your mantra. Use your mantra, and don't get into this big sacrifice thing.
Right. And
that'll make you crazy.
Right. And I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it says sacrifice. So I'm going to write about it. I'm going to write about it a lot.
Okay.
And try to understand, and at least get a concept about it. I'm not sure. But thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, bless you, dear.
Thank you.
Let's all just do a little heart breath here. Okay, bless you. a little heart breath. To enjoy the quality of light, of crystalline light, of the energy of this beautiful day. Good. And now please bring your palms together.
Yes.
And sing this wonderful song to each other, receive it from each other. And inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. Join me. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Inhale. Sat Nam. Bow to your coziness and feel the beauty and the simplicity and the pure power of this light. Bless you all. Talk to you next week. I guess next week will be New Year's Day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Aloha and new moon, too.
Oh, my. Okay, new stuff happening. Bless you all. Sat Nam.
Bless you. Aloha.
Bless you. Sat Nam. Thank you.